and welcome. I am in Bookley Wood. There's been a bit of snow on the ground, a bit of fog around. The fog's not in the wood, the fog's all around the outside, so as I'm looking through the trees I can see a bit of fog. Driving in this morning there was some fog going on, and it's looking quite nice, but getting up here it's not quite as nice, but there is some snow. It's nice to see my first bit of snow this year, but there is a little bit of snow around, which is quite nice and quite interesting. I've just been taking a few shots of the trees, as you do in the woods. I don't really know what this video is going to be about. I think it's just me being out in the morning on my own and having a bit of a look around. We could talk a little bit about composition maybe and how I'm setting up these images, but I mean, like for now I've got this big tree in front of me, this great big gnarly tree with branches stretching out everywhere. They're coming down onto the floor, they're reaching out to the sides, and it's going up with a big firework canopy. It's a big old tree, and what I've done is I've come between the branches of this tree, and I'm trying to get these branches, just lifting them out of the way. I've got this one on this side tucked underneath my tripod to keep it down out of the way, and I'm just trying to get myself a composition that sort of I think looks nice. Now it'd be nice to have some snow underneath it, but there is a little tiny little bit of whispery snow on the actual branches, and then I've got this little bit of a foggy misty background which is just softening the background, but I'm using an f-stop of 5.6, so I'm hoping that's going to soften the background a little bit more as well. As for composition, I'm trying to get these leading lines swaying you through the image, so you sort of sway in this way and you swoop in this way and you swoop in from the bottom, and then you hit the main trunk, the main girth of the tree, and I think this has got a nice flow going through. It'd be nice to have a little bit thicker fog in the background. It'd be nice to have a little bit more snow around the base of the tree, but it's okay. It's got this cold woodlandy feel to it anyway. I'm overexposing slightly. It's just clipping the highlights, but that's where the white's clipping the sky, and to be honest there's nothing in the sky anyway, so I'd rather have this more highlighted softer image than I would a dark contrasty one, because it doesn't suit the situation. It's actually really nice, and looking through these trees is absolutely stunning. The fog's trying to break through, but obviously the canopy's just stopping it. There's no wind, it is so still. But I might try and shoot some of the you need to be further away to get the softer images, and looking through the trees you're further away, but as soon as you get close to the compositions obviously the fog's then further away, so it doesn't look the same. But yeah, I'm just going to enjoy the morning taking a few. I've just been down to my little tree that I took a picture of last year or the year before, and one of my favourites, and I've just taken another 2 or 3 shots of it, so I'm going to put those 2 or 3 shots up and I'm going to number them A, B and C. Just let me know which composition you prefer. Was it the more squarer looking onto it, so you got the branches coming in? Was it to the left, you know, where your branches are coming round a little bit, or was it the one to the right where the branches are making it all stretch out and just fill in the frame a little bit more? So yeah, you let me know A, B, C, which one works best. And yeah, also, you know, like I say, composition, getting the leading lines, and then my f-stop being a shallower f-stop, like 5.6 or even a 4.5, just to soften that background. I don't want everything in focus, I really don't. I mean, I'm quite happy if the branches go out of focus and just have the trunk of the tree, you know, solid and crisp. It's all about that, trying to make a little bit of mystery if I can. Just a little bit of mystery in these images would be nice. And now I look behind me again, and that scene that was there all foggy, it's gone. It's not foggy there, but it's still a little bit foggy there, so it's moving, it's coming in, going out, coming in and going out. Even the scene I'm looking at is not as pretty as what it was 2 minutes ago. So yeah, it's just, fog's a really difficult thing to work with. another quite a good one, quite a nice shot. Tripod's up high because I'm looking down the bank a little bit, and I'm trying to keep this tripod. I've got my big tripod out. This is, if you're interested, it's a T3650CM from Photo, and it's my bigger one so that I can get it up a bit higher. And yes, I am using a ball head only because I haven't got an L bracket yet, so the ball head I can flip the camera around to the side if I need to. But I'm looking down the bank. The fog has just started to disappear again. I did get one with a little bit of fog in it. I'll take another one now as well, just without the fog in it. With this, I'm looking down because I want to get rid of the canopy a bit, and I just want to look at this gnarly old tree. And again, I think it's quite a nice image, but it's really quite hard to frame it, to get it in a position that works well. And I'm almost too close to it, but I've zoomed right in at 55mm as well, which is equivalent to about 70 on a full frame. F5.6 to give me that shallower depth of field. I will just take two, one of the foreground branch, one of the background branch, just to make sure that they're both sharp. But yeah, it's another shot that might be quite mysterious and mystery looking. So this is one of those situations where everything looks good, everything looks great, but nothing looks good and nothing looks great. It's beautiful being out in the woods. We've got some massive big tree over there, but this big tree in front of us here. We've got some really big gnarly trees. And there's some snow down there, which is really nice. And then you've got the fog beyond the trees. But there's nothing here to shoot. So for me, it's really nice to see. It's nice being out in, it's nice to look at, but it's not nice for the camera. Not at all. So whether I can find another image or this becomes a very short little video, I don't know. I'm going to make my way around this little bit and then head back round the path that way. I just don't think there's enough going on in the wood to make it work. Never mind. I'm going to have a look back around this way. Wow, just come for a walk through and I've just come to this opening in the woods which I didn't really remember, and my God, look at all these trees behind me. These trees here flattened going out that way, all these trees here flattened going out this way. These have been absolutely, the wind has come through here. This is like almost like a whirlwind or some tornadoes come through and just flattened all these trees going out through this gap. Ripped the top off of this one. Wow. This has been a hell of a lot of wind that's flattened these. Jeez, hasn't it changed? But you can see the direction the wind's come through this way. That is crazy. So now I'm getting chilly. I've come to this opening, so I've come the other side. I was over the other side of all them trees up there that have been flattened, and all down here, all this lot's been flattened as well. It is trash, this woodland. Absolutely trash it. I can't go too close to the edge because it's slippery, but Just look down here, you can see all this as well. All this has been opened up because all these trees have been flattened through here, so the wind coming through here, maybe, I don't know, this year or last year, must have been phenomenal. It's just flattened everything, and I haven't been up here for a little while, but it's opened up this area, and you can see Compton Hill over in the background there. I'm at Buckley Hill, Buckley Hill, Buckley Hill, Buckley Hill, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it doesn't look the same anymore. A lot of the trees that some of them I remember, I mean, I think this big one here, I think that big one there, I call it the octopus tree. I took a picture of it. If I can find it, I'll put it on the screen for you. It just looked like a big octopus reaching out the ground, you know, with all its legs and limbs going up. But yeah, this is chilly here, really, really chilly. I'm not surprising because my battery's going, it's dying in the Osmo, it's dying in the camera, it's dying on my mic, everything's so cold. Thanks to Valorette and the Mark Off 3 Pros, or version 3s. These are actually really warm. First time I've actually had them out. I'll put my fingers away, and that makes a lot of difference. But first time I've worn these in cold weather, and I think these are a big improvement on the version 2. The cuffs are really long, they go up inside my sleeves. I can get my fingers out, and I've got a really good grip on the bottom of them. Yeah, so thanks to Valorette for keeping my hands pretty warm. The only thing that is cold are those 2 fingers, because I keep taking them out and leaving them out, so those fingers go really cold. But for operating the camera, these are absolutely perfect for that job. And like I said, they've got this really good grip on them, so I can hold onto the tripod, I can carry it, and it just doesn't slip out my hand. So yeah, it does work. You just need to remember to keep putting your fingers away. So yeah, I'm first time I've worn them, and I'm quite impressed. And I keep wiping my nose on them as well. But they've got this nice big suede thumb, which is perfect for wiping your nose in cold weather. We all do it. Don't dismiss me. We all do it in this weather. Right, I need to get one more photo, if nothing else, just one more, and then I'm going to call it quits for this morning and drink my coffee and get home and get some bacon and eggs on the go. Well, Mrs. C might. This little character here has caught my eye. It caught my eye earlier on as well. As you can see it just in the frame, just over there. It's a nice, lovely characterful little tree. He's sort of in a little area all on his own, but he's got this nice little twisty sort of dance feeling to him, or her, or it. I don't know, whatever. It's a tree at the end of the day. But he's got a really nice character to it. So I'm just moving the tripod around a little bit to try and get myself in a position where I can get the best shot of it. I've sort of come round this way, but then it sort of opens the sky up a little bit more, and if I come round sort of this side, I sort of get a bit more canopy behind it, but it sort of loses its character a little bit. But I think it works well because the background's still got some leaves on the background, so it's sort of diffused by the background, so it sort of stands out a little bit on its own. And because it's in a little brighter area, it's actually quite a bright trunk to the tree, whereas the background's quite dark, so it seems to work quite well. Morning. So yeah, I think this one will work quite nicely. Again, I'm on a shallower f-stop, which is giving me, you know, on a 4.5, and I'm trying different zooms. If I zoom in, I make it very much about the tree, and then the background softens off quite nicely, and it just gives you this nice little twisty tree. I always tend to go on my thirds, or you know, just off the thirds, never sort of dead center. I don't seem to think they work quite as well dead center, but the main trunk always just off a little bit. And I think it's quite mysterious. I think it's given me that little bit of a mysterious look to the image. I have to remember I've got my wrong glasses on, I've got my dark ones on, which doesn't help either. But yeah, that's really nice. It stands out beautifully, and on this new X-T4 there seems to be more detail in it, and it just looks pretty. But like I say, just moving around slightly just to see if I can get myself in a position where it sort of has a little bit more to it. Yeah, it's given me a slightly different look to it, and it's got that other tree that I took earlier on in the background. But just playing with the idea. See, I like the fact of getting more of the tree and the height of the tree. But when I get more of the height of the tree, I'm losing it. It's sort of separating it a bit more. I like to be zoomed in more, so maybe I can try and go back a little bit further, zoom the camera all the way in. Then it will get, you know, you'll get that natural compression where the background will soften anyway. But I think this is nice. So I'm going to get a couple of shots of this, put them on the screen, and again, maybe I'll do an ABC. Just pick the one you like the best, and maybe let me know why. So I'm going to finish off back at the tree I started at, which I sort of I tried to video it as a different video. If I can put a little bit of footage in, I'll put it in now just to cut it in, just to show you what I was doing. But I was talking about my top 10, and I'm going to do that another time because my batteries and everything weren't working properly, so I had to break the video and start again. So yeah, I'm back at this tree, and I just want to take a picture, just one, to show you the difference between having that little bit of fog and the fact now there isn't any. So I'm just going to literally just take this shot, and then I'm going to put this one up against the one I took earlier on. I had a little bit of fog, and I think you'll see the difference. It's a really nice little tree. It's got a nice background. What would be nice if the background was a little bit further away, but you need that fog to be in behind it, so bring the fog in behind, and then it separates that tree. But it's got this nice shape to it, the way it reaches, you know, it reaches out. So yeah, there are a couple of nice little trees in this little woodland. You just need to be some atmosphere or something going on around them to make them work a bit better. But yeah, again, I'm going to put these two images up, and just, can you see the difference, and you know, how one is more mystery, more softer compared to this one, which is just a tree in the wood, basically. So right, I'm going to get some coffee. I've actually got coffee with me, believe it or not. I've actually brought a coffee with me, and I've been walking around in this cold woodland and I haven't even drunk any, so gloves got to come off because I've got to do a bit of fumbling with my strap. And that's what I've done with these gloves as well. I've put these lanyards on these gloves. I have put lanyards on all my gloves. I upset someone the other day because I said I put lanyards on the wife's gloves, and yeah, it was demeaning to women, but I have them on all my gloves so I can take my glove off and I don't lose it when I'm messing around. Nothing hard about that, really. Nothing hard at all. So yeah, got me coffee. So I'm going to finish my coffee off. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, I forgot I put some coconut syrup in there. Oh wow. Beautiful. Decaf coffee with coconut syrup. Amazing. Yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Give us that thumbs up, and yeah, thanks to Valorette, the sponsor, I suppose, for this video, for the Markov Pro Freeze. I'll put a link in the description for you. And this is going out before my Christmas video, so if you want to get your hands on a pair of these gloves for free, totally free, you just got to tune in on December the 25th at 10 AM. If you can, or as near to that time as possible, and I will be giving away a pair, or Valorette, he's giving you a pair of gloves for free. You just have to put your name down and ask for them. Simple as that, really. If you're watching this part, and that's 2022, if you're watching this in 2023 or 2024, it's too late. But check out my next year's Christmas one, because every year I do the same thing. Last year we did the same, gave a pair. So yeah, thank you to Valorette for being in that. And there's lots of other stuff as well. Some way photoed. I have my tripods, Ulanzi bits, and mugs and cups, and I've got all sorts this year, loads and loads. So yeah, please join in. Ciao for now. I'm stop waffling, and my feet have got cold. I've got my wellies on, but my feet have got cold, so I'm going home after I've drunk this amazing coffee I made this morning.